All right. What's up, everybody? What's up? Let's Talk Games Podcast, episode 8. I'm your host, Kid Smooth. Got the co-host, Notorious D.R.E.
What's up? What's going on, man?
Got Dre in the house.
How you feeling, man?
Feeling good, man.
Down?
Feeling good. Feeling healthy, man. Oh, man, we got
to hear that.
It was a light week.
Yeah, not too much gaming news, man.
Yeah,
right
I mean, I've been watching, Twitter all day waiting for this Microsoft Bethesda deal to close, but it looks like the European Union is taking its time, dragging its feet.
I seen some kind of not a lawsuit, but some kind of something to try to stop it or something.
That I don't know if that's going to stop it. That could potentially delay it, but I think this acquisition is too big. Microsoft too big. They got lawyers on the brain. They'll toss them a couple dollars or toss them the damn game and tell them to shut the hell up. I don't think that's going to impact anything. I think because the U.S. is already. I don't know if the lawsuit was based in the United States or based in Europe, but United States already approved it. Waiting for Europe. We are waiting for Europe this time. So, yeah.
But nothing is stopping it though, right?
Nah. Man, maybe Sony could be like, all right, this is like an antitrust situation. This is like bad business. They're that's something that could, but I don't think so. Man, before we go in, I just want to give, just send my condolences to iDizzy81. Rest in peace, man. Great guy, great dude, good friend. He was one of the original members of the Planet Xbox podcast years ago. And, pioneer for a small time journalism of like all the people that are growing today in terms of like writing with like the Iron Lords. He had a major part in their website, and the writers they brought on there. I remember him being with Tick Podcast, and he just had his hand in everything. Good party mate. I've been in obviously many parties and podcasts with him, but I just wanted to send my condolences. It was a tough loss. Kind of hit me a certain way because I know he's been in the hospital for about I think over a week, but I was like, prior to him going into the hospital, I was just in the party with the dude, just laughing and stuff about art, because he would tell me stories about like what happened, like how deep him and his crew is on the game Ark. And I'm like, dude, this game is that. I was like, the way you're selling me this game, you're making me want to play it, but I know once I jump in there, I ain't gonna want to touch this shit. But shout out to him, and God bless his family. So I just wanted to throw it out there, yo.
No doubt.
Oh man.
I didn't know him, but condolences to those who did and his family for sure.
Absolutely. Yo, Emmanuel A1, he said, you taking a vax or you skipping since you had it, man? I'm not with the any sort of vaccine. So my decision on getting the vaccine had nothing to do whether if I caught it or not. It's just, you know what I mean? I mean, this is the fastest vaccine I've ever seen. So I'm just gonna see how it goes for everybody else. And hold on, why am I getting a call? Sorry, Dre, take over for me. Hello.
Same thing, man. I'm not taking it. Too quick.
The jalapeno
not enough is known about it, and I'm in the same boat. I'm not doing it. I don't get shots anyway. Like I don't.
Doctor Black, you get.
I don't get shots.
Doctor Black, you got the flu shot? I'm like, nope. Yeah.
But so yeah. Y'all have at it though. Y'all have at it.
Let's talk games. Now, the first game you guys are seeing is Kill It With Fire. Man, this game was a PC game just released on, I think, PS4, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. It came out on PC like last summer. A little, bug killing sim. It's the spider killing simulator. It's fun. Dre, you know this. I'm playing games, and I usually like you do when you're you showing the game you're playing, you about to get that platinum, you just showing some little clips, little screenshots, right, to show people your progress and shit. Nobody got nothing to say. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I've been doing that, so I was like, you inspired me to let me take a snapshot of what I've been, what I'm doing right now. So I've been doing it like crazy, whether it be Madden, whether it be a little 8-bit game, whether it be this. But the thing is, this game that we're seeing playing, Kill It With Fire, is a game I actually pre-ordered. Not sure why I pre-ordered it, but I was like, I just want to play this game. So, I shared it out right like it was nothing, like I do any other my gameplay. But nobody, when I'm showing off real games, nobody got shit to say. Let me throw off something that like something that's like, oh, what is this goofy shit? Like that everybody got to say, because first, everybody wants to accuse me of not playing video games, right? I'm not a gamer. I'm a fake gamer. But I post gameplay, and my games beat every year is always up there. I'm like, there's a lot there. There's a lot of evidence, right? So I posted gameplay of Kill It With Fire, and man. Something told me to check Twitter. The quote tweets, I'm like, where are all these tweets coming from? Oh, it's not people tweeting like, oh, this is a cool game, this game. No, it's not a dev retweeting like, hey, check out my game. No, it's literally people attacking me for sharing this gameplay. Dudes was like, oh, this is what's coming from Xbox Game Studios. And like, oh, you talking about this, you ain't got no games to play, you're playing this. And then I know Heartache says something, Jack Move says something slick. I'm like, yo, are you guys seriously like really going off? Like the shit they were saying about me playing this game, I didn't understand where it was coming from. And
PlayStation 2, because I seen it in the store. Bro.
Yeah, your mic is like hitting that static peak. I don't know if you gotta turn it down but hold on, speaker. Say something.
Is that fine? Is that good?
All right, it's better. Yeah. Go ahead. You said something about it being PlayStation.
So is it on PlayStation 2?
It is. It's on the PS4.
I've seen it.
It's on the PS4. It's on the Switch. It's on PC. I just happen to be playing it on Xbox. And people thought it was like the worst thing in the world. And they act like because I'm playing it on the Xbox, it only exists on the Xbox.
I actually seen this. I think like Major Nelson like kind of advertised it, like via Twitter though. But
he tweets about each game release. Every time there's a game release, I think it's an automated tweet that goes out from that from MajorNelsons.com because it is sort of a link to the Xbox store. But yeah, the game is. I'll give you a quick little review. Not even a review, but. All right, it's a first-person sim. It's a PC goofy game. Nothing visually impressive about it. What it is you are a individual, and you kind of have to. You go in through. Right now, I made it all the way to the store, but you start off in the apartment. You see a spider. You got to find something to kill it with, whether it be a pan, your clipboard, a gun, whatever you find, you collect. And over time, you go through these stages, whether it be a house, apartment, a garage. You'll find different weapons, different things to kind of just build up your inventory. And it sort of just adds like to the gameplay. So it's a little fun little game. I didn't think anything of it, but it's not something. This is no AAA. This is a little indie. I think the game is like $11 somewhere, but I thought it would be. It seems like one of those games that would just take off streaming wise. Like, oh, this is a good like streamers game. And I had a little bit of fun with it. Like I said, you go through it. It has a lot of a little bit jump scares because as you progress, some of the spiders get bigger and like they get different features. Like I like in this store, there's like exploding spiders. I had spiders that if you killed them, they blow up and they multiply into a bunch of little spiders. And like there's like situations where like you'll open a bathroom, open a toilet seat, the shit just pop out. And it's not like a scary game, but it's like I'm not a fan of I don't like bugs, I don't like insects, I don't like spiders. So it's just cool to see like a game where it's like they're normal. It's not like Grounded, right? It's you're just a regular dude. You're using anything you can to kill these spiders, and you just go through stages until the game is done. It's like more so of like kind of a grade yourself experience, because just because you beat a stage doesn't mean you did all the objectives and stuff, and you go back and replay stages and whatnot. It's a cool little game. I think I recommend people check it out, but it's not a game that's for everyone. But this is like something that people like sort of made fun of me for playing. But this is not the only game I got made fun of for playing. I mean, as you can recall, I talked to you about games that I wanted to try.
I don't understand why though, because are people getting on you for stat padding, or are people really getting on you for like thinking that this is a goofy game and why are you playing it?
Yeah, so the people that get on me for stat padding, that's one thing, because I'll tell you from stat padding, like that doesn't bother me. Like stat padding doesn't bother me, because I'll tell people, all right, it's a dry month, I'm about to start stat padding with some smaller games. Now, no, it's more so of like people be like, oh, Xbox ain't got no game. This is all you got left to play. Like, oh, you playing this because you can't play real games. Oh, like da da da. It's like it's a random shit. Like I posted game. I played Fast and Furious, right? I got shitted on for that. I'm sorry. I need to stop like swearing so much. I played Fast and Furious. I got crap for that. Paw Patrol. I get why you would give me trouble for that. It's Paw Patrol, whatever. I got crap for playing. It's like there was that people got really upset about me posting this game called Element. It was a little 8-bit game, but it was running 120 frames per second on the Xbox. So people took that personal. The way they got me, I was like, bro, I wasn't really trying. I was like, yo, I was just letting you know it's 120 frames. It wasn't like something that was propping this Series X for. It's just like, hey, the little game running at 120.
This is weird because like I told you before, I definitely want to try more indie games, and like just discovering these little games, like you find out that these are some of the coolest games in these systems, right?
Yeah,
but it's kind of weird that you would get flack for that, but people, I remember the Goose game got praised. Games like Jamie, or games like what's that pixelated game, The Escapist or something like that.
The Escapist, yeah. I played that. That's Addict game. That's it.
So I mean, people need to just try these indies, man, because it's dry out here, man. Ain't shit else to play, really. But I think people, I don't shame in that, and that's cool. Man, you, man. I mean, that's what everybody else is thinking, man. Just like. Maybe I should try it. Maybe don't knock it until you try it. Ain't that the saying? Ain't that how it goes?
Yeah, don't knock it till you try it, right?
Yeah. You said my mic is wonky. Hold up. I don't know. This mic has been giving me trouble.
Yeah, like I don't know if you got like a gain control on it.
Hold on.
Yep. All right, right now what you guys are seeing, I got to pay attention to this thing because I didn't even know we were out of gameplay that long. But we got Need for Speed. This is some gameplay from Dre. I'm assuming this is PS5 footage, right? After the update?
Correct, yep.
All right.
Maximum setting. Hold on, I'm about to unplug real quick. Hold up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, game looking crispy. I was going to purchase this, but I know this game is going to be on Xbox Game Pass fairly soon. Looking forward to that day because I'll play Need for Speed at 60 frames per second. I feel like Need for Speed's low-key underrated. Happy that they put out a 4K 60 mode, but we got some issues with this mode, and we're definitely going to discuss about that. Say something, Dre. Let's see how good you sound.
Is that better? Is that good? Chat? Is that cool?
Right now is better. I'm just trying to think if there's like, say something right quick.
Yo, is that good?
All right.
Am I coming in clear?
You coming? It's better, but I don't know if it's like, is there a gain control on your mic, like a knob in the front of it or the back of it?
Hold up, that's I got the volume, but
you got the volume. That turns it down.
Am I better?
All right, so that's the volume, right? Is there knobs on the back of it? Because you got a Yeti, right?
Yeah, but I got the Yeti Nano though. Is that better?
Yeah, back up a little bit.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
All right.
So, I don't know what the heck.
So you picked up Need for Speed.
Oh shit, that's why my fucking gain was at 98.
I told you the gain.
Is that better now?
Yes, dog. I was like, it sounds like your gain is like dumb loud. That happened with like when you were on Planet Xbox that time. I was like, the last episode, I was like, dude, it sounds like your gain is awesome.
Holy shit, I did not know.
Yeah, that's much better. Nice,
oh
cool.
My God. Okay.
Yeah, so we got some Need for Speed gameplay, the Hot Pursuit remaster. Now this game is making news for obviously having, quote unquote next gen enhancements. Now I say quote unquote because obviously we're gonna get to it. But you've been playing this game. I'm waiting for the Game Pass drop. So because I know what's coming. It's been on sale too much. This is definitely going to Game Pass. Why buy it, right? It's a mistake I made with Madden, right? I purchased Madden, and then after I purchased Madden, I got the update that is going to Game Pass, and I'm like, and I had Star Wars Squadrons in my cart, and then I had to think about. I was like, yo, this has to be going in Game Pass pretty soon. So I'm gonna wait on it. I got some time to burn. Right. Need for Speed. Why'd you buy it, and how are you enjoying it?
So I bought the definitive version because I just needed something to play, and I was really looking for a racer. I was going to get Dirt 5, but I don't know. I just didn't get it. I decided to get Need for Speed, and I never played this when it was on last gen. But I like it. It holds up, but like the controls are kind of stiff a little bit. So like making those last second decision turns and stuff kind of doesn't work a bit. But I like it. I like it so far. Like I said, I was just needing something to play, needing a racer to play. It performs great. It looks really good for a remaster, and yeah, I mean it's something to play, man. I just needed something to play. Decided to pick it up, but I'm having fun with it though. It's definitely a good game. I'm going to try to hop on some online later. I've just been doing the career mode. Oh, you're probably right.
My bad. I had my mic muted. Somebody said we were low. I just want to make sure, is our volume okay? Like, is the music too loud, or are we too low? Do we need to go up a little bit? Because I think I got Dre at the max, so that means you would have to turn your gain up a little bit, but I'm going to wait till they say something.
Yeah, I'll turn my gain up.
All right.
I'll turn it up.
Cool. So, Need for Speed. All right, so Need for Speed is making the news. Now, I'm interested. I want the game.
Yeah.
So, they put out their next gen patch, and I keep doing like this. So, and with this next gen patch, the game is now able to hit 4K 60.
Yes.
Digital Foundry did a comparison after this update, and it shows that the PlayStation 5 edging out the Xbox at 60 frames per second, Series X dropping frames on, I guess, a particular map where I think it drops all the way down to is it 50 or something like that. When it's one particular map, and then obviously on PlayStation it's 60. So obviously this made headlines, and it caused people to do videos and have all these sort of reactions. And I got to tell you, Dre, I get messages maybe twice a week about did Xbox make a bad decision with their system specs should they have chosen what PlayStation chose? I'm like, bro, it's nothing to do with that. So, so the thing is, what I want people to understand about Need for Speed. I'm getting a game regardless if the shit is dropping frames on the Series X. I'm going to be I'm going to be playing it on the Series X. I'm not going to buy it on PlayStation. I'm going to play it on the Series X, and I'm going to enjoy it. Right now, the issue with this game, right, is that we had this very discussion after EA acquired Codemasters, right? And I was like, yo, Codemasters need to teach these dudes, the Need for Speed dudes, how to get their games running at 60. And then like a week after, they had a Twitter post like, we're getting the next gen enhancements running at 60 frames per second. I'm like, cool. But what they did was took the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro game, right? And he added another mode. Because these modes that you're playing, the maximum mode, is available on the PS4 Pro, and it's available on the Xbox One X. Now, what that did is like, okay, we're gonna take the frame rate cap off the 4K mode, and obviously the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X is not gonna maintain 60 at 4K on those modes. However, if through back compat, if you're playing that game on PS5 and you're playing the Xbox One X, it should just hit 4K 60. So this is is
the Pro outperforming the X
in that same area? Yes.
Oh, okay.
In that same area, it's the same story. Obviously, the metrics is different. The numbers are far lower. You know what I mean? Versus what it is in the series, but that's just it. It is what it is. So overall, is the Pro
outperforming the One X overall.
Overall, no. But if you take that track as a benchmarking case, it is. That same track that it's the same, that part on every Xbox console, whether it be the One or the One X, is having that trouble. Unless you take the One X code, instead of playing it at like the performance mode, which is 1080p 60, and you play that performance mode 1080p 60 on a Series X, then you're not going to get the drop at all. So the problem is like, okay, obviously this is not a straight optimization. Pretty much at this point, the PS5 and the Series X is just benchmarking that mode through BC, and the PS5 is doing a better job hitting its frame rate target. Obviously, it's something clearly issue with Xbox like API, because this was the same issue on the Xbox One X, and it's an API thing that they could choose to optimize around it, but they're not, because it wasn't a game port. It's not BC Plus. It's not what they did with what Ubisoft did with like Ghost Recon and The Division. You know what I mean? It's literally all they did was add a mode to PS4 Pro and Xbox One X so that the PS5 and Series X can shine, make that game shine when they play through backwards compatibility. Because the other issue with this game is the Series S gets no benefit at all. It's playing the Xbox One version. Because of that mode was only added to the Xbox One X version and PS4 Pro version. So it's, I mean, if you guys want to talk about like, I don't know what it sucks, but at the end of the day, to me, it's like, it's not really that big of a deal. It doesn't tell the story, because this is how I look at it, right?
Shouldn't be happening. Like, come on,
it
shouldn't be
happening. But the thing is, if the problem is, I know the story. It's not like if this game was a Series X and PS5 game, I would 110% agree with you. But it's literally a game. They didn't do no optimizations for
the only game though. That it's not the PS5 is outperforming. Like,
yeah, come on, okay. We could talk about those, but we're focused on Need for Speed right now. We're focusing on Need for Speed now, and we can get to the next game, right? And I already broke it down. Technically, a lot of people talking all this crap. Series X is actually, to me personally, is still, even by these numbers, it's still becoming more impressive at what it's doing to some of these games. But okay, let's talk about it. So Need for Speed. Sure. Should Xbox be performing better on this old game, on this old backwards compatible game? Absolutely. It should be based off numbers and raw power. It should. But at the end of the day, it's not. But it's like, for example, just running a game, right, on like a fucking like PC, and just like, all right, my PC is strong enough, whatever. It's just going to be optimized to just do everything at complete max settings or whatever. It's not the case. There's still optimizations needed. So at the point of the game being ran right now, it's like right now the game is just running. The game doesn't even know it's running on a next-gen console. It's just running. Whatever target it has, that's its target. Whatever errors it has is its error. If this game was actually optimized optimized for X and PS5, you know how they do their free upgrades. This is not a free upgrade situation that's going on right now. It's not a free upgrade situation. Right. So that's one thing. If it was that, it would be a different situation, because then they're developing, they ported the game to that dev kit. They can see where the frame rate is dropping, and if that was the case, it's like, all right, let's enable a dynamic resolution, some shit like that to fix that, whatever, or let's do what we got to do to fix that.
Off of brute force.
Off of brute doesn't mean anything.
Xbox should be outshining PS5. Period.
It should, but it's not. But it has nothing to do with the specs. But the problem is like, it's like that can freaking happen. Like, for example, when the Division shit happened on the PS5 and it was missing features the PS4 Pro had. That shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened.
Some sort of bug though, or something.
No, it wasn't a fucking bug. They just forgot. They forgot. That's exactly, they forgot. No, but I mean, it's hard to judge on backwards compatible games. It's like the game is either going to run perfectly, or if it's going to have hitches. It really all depends on what's stressing the system. I mean, I'm not a tech whiz. All I can say is that, and from what I said before, PlayStation's their smart shifts tech that they're running through with their sharing power with GPU and CPU, and pushing power here when it's needed, pushing power there is needed. I think that's doing them wonders right now. I feel like is their setup, their API is set up is right now as we see it is more efficient than what the Series X is doing. Even though Series X is on paper more powerful, the PlayStation 5, whatever they've done, is more efficient right now. It is. There's nothing you can say about that because it's been proven in any of the other games that is running through backwards compatible. If you uncap this frame rate, it's going to do a good job in some games, especially depending on the engine. But go ahead.
Yeah, we keep hearing it from Xbox that just wait. Things are going to get better. The tools are going to get better. Mm-hmm. But you guys act like PS5 is not going to get better with time at
it's
all.
Not. I'm just saying.
It stops.
I mean, it probably will. The thing is, the whole tools thing, I'm not even freaking worried about. This whole wait, I'm not waiting for anything because personally, I've been impressed so far since November. As I said in my last video, bro, we came off of a gen where games were averaging 27, 28 frames per second. And that's now true. Those same games, the launch titles right now, right, that we had, right, will all be 30 or sub 30 on Xbox One. Well, they are. So it's like, I'm used to that. So the upgrade to 60, even if it's not a complete lock to 60, you think I give a shit if the shit drops? We were dealing with games targeting 30, dropping to 22. And dealt with it for 8 years and be like, oh, that's fine. But now I got to complain in the first 6 months of the next gen console. Oh, this game is 60 frames, but it drops to 57 or 50. I don't care. At that point, I don't care at this point. To me, the drop isn't significant enough for me to be like, oh man, I can't deal with this shit. People, this is what's going on with people. I don't care. But why do you? Be there. It should. You wouldn't know it was there if it wasn't for some of these YouTubers.
You're right.
Listen to this.
Listen. Hold on. Because all we keep hearing is how Sony got out engineered, how Xbox has the most powerful console, 12 teraflops, this, that, and the third, and it's not showing. Like at what point in time,
where is it not showing?
Where's it not games, showing? No. In these frame rates, in these performances.
Okay, so I'll tell you this. Yeah, the Xbox Series X feature set is not being utilized at this point. Yeah, there's features in the Xbox that should solve actually a lot of these problems that are coming up. It is just not being used. They're just not. But at the end of the day, right, I feel like none of the issues, with the exception of NBA 2K21 shutting off Xboxes, outside of that, none of these little performance issues is a big enough difference. It's not big to make to be like, yo, this isn't an issue. Here's the thing, right? About
happening. Hold on, it's happening, and that's why it's an issue.
Yeah. So here's the thing that had me laughing like hysterically, right? When Outriders demo came out, remember when those specs came out? Oh, we're targeting 4K 60 on the Xbox Series S and 4K 60 on the Xbox Series X and this on the PS5, right? Everybody's happy. Yay! They play it, right? They play it. No complaints on performance. It's already out for a couple days now. No complaints. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, it feels so smooth. So smooth. The minute the comparison comes out, oh my God, what's going on? Why is the Xbox? I'm like, bro, had you not seen this shit, you was absolutely fine. You was fine before you knew. I'll tell you this, right? And yeah, we talked about this. We talked about this last week. Outriders, right? Because we talked about it because you were playing last week. I was playing. I played on the Series X, and then I played a little on the Series X so I can get enough gameplay for our show last week because you provided like a good 24 minutes and I think I had another additional 20 minutes, right? So I was like, all right, let me capture some more on the Series X. On the Series X, you couldn't have told me that. I was like, this is definitely running 60. Come to find out, it was averaging somewhere between 56 and 58. Consistent 56, 58. But that frame isn't too big of a drop off, especially on a VRR display, for me to fucking notice that at that point. But however, when I did play, and this is before I knew there was frame drops on the thing. The same day, I went and recorded gameplay on the Series S, and I told you in the podcast, I was like, bro, I played on the Series S. It's cool, but that shit, I was like, there's definitely some frame rate drops taking place, because I see it, and I feel the shit. Like, I was like, you might see it in the gameplay. I legit feel it. It doesn't play as cool, as smooth as it did on the Series X, right? So, with that being said, my mind hasn't changed. I'm still getting the Outriders. Shit's still a day one. I hope they fix it. Regardless if they cap the shit at, make that shit lock 60, right? I don't think, to me, when I'm playing it on the Series X, that it's going to make a difference to me at that point versus what I played. But the crazy thing is that retro reaction, if you could give somebody a game and be like, oh yeah, this game is 6 frames, they'll mess around with the camera. Oh yeah, it feels so smooth. Da 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 da. Got them, they happy. Let them niggas post that shit on Digital Foundry and they show any frame drops in the same comparison to PS5. It's like they fucking lose their mind. I can tell you, if I play Outriders right now on a PS5 and do my whole process, I guarantee you I wouldn't be able to tell you like, oh, this is smoother than the Xbox. I will only be able to tell you after watching YouTube. I would not be able to tell you that shit after just freshly playing, because I don't feel like the drop was significant enough to warrant that. Now, if you told me to compare from the Series S to the PS5, I was like, yeah, there's a big difference. But
this is why I say Digital Foundry is a gift and a curse. Yeah. Because it is cool to see like the technology behind video games and stuff like that, but then at the same time, it just fuels the flame, and they know what they doing when they do that.
Absolutely.
That's why I ain't give a damn when old dude was going through his stress moments. Like, oh well, you know what I mean? Because they know what they doing when they post these comparison videos and stuff like that. But yeah, like nobody's gonna know, nobody's gonna tell. But again,
it shouldn't be there. It's perception. It's perception, because now all you got left, right, is these fucking screenshots, and and I get it. It's all fun, but I'm a school. This is how I look at it, right? I've said in June or to July of 2020, the Xbox Series X will have more 60 and more 120 frames per second games than the PS5. As of March 5th, 2021, I am correct. So right now,
on 120, like on 60, they got about the same, right?
Nope, because of Xbox feature, it voids it.
Oh,
So it's a cheat. It's a cheat, but it counts. That's all I'm gonna say, because of that shit. It's
don't want to go back and actually update PS5, man. That's some bullshit.
At first, it would have just been 120 frames that they would have been edging at, but after they add the FPS boost, now they got the dub on that because by default now it's just like devs aren't gonna go and do it. So every game that's 30 frames on a on PS4 and Xbox One, and they use the feature on the Xbox, it's still going to remain 30 on the PS5. So that's my highlight there. Yeah. However, 120 frames though. Now, there's a reason why Xbox put 120 on their box. I believe there's 120 written on the PS5 box too. I think so.
Absolutely is.
All right. So right now, right, Xbox Series X and S, I believe, almost double the library of PS5 that running at 120 frames per second. Whether it be exclusives and whether it be cross-gen games, there's a two handful of multiplats that exist on both PS5 and Series X that is 120 frames per second on the Xbox and limited to whatever 60 frames on the PS5. So I can't be mad at these random comparisons where the PlayStation 5 may edge it out. And the reason why I don't give too much a cadence to it is because if they patch the game the next week, nobody wants to talk about it. It's just completely over. It's completely over. You know how many times Assassin's Creed the first impression is the best impression. But the thing is, Assassin's Creed, Immortals, Dirt 5 all been like updated to death. But they don't want to go back and to revisit those games. No, the only game they will go back and revisit is Cyberpunk, because everybody can't wait for that game to get fixed. So that's the only one they actually care about the patches. But all these other games have been patched and they're actually fine, bro. I don't know. I think Assassin's Creed's on like its 6th patch. Like, I mean, the game they just did a lot of maintenance. I mean, the game runs fine. I thought it ran fine at launch. Shit, I couldn't get enough of it. So, but yeah, man, that's that. But obviously, we're gonna
story is, man, they still.
The moral of the story is, it's like,
it's funny, but
I get
it
why
shouldn't be happening, but it's happening.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say this, guys. Like, I'm an Xbox guy. I think the PlayStation 5 is a fine console. I have nothing against it. I think it's a beast in its own right. I personally prefer the Xbox, and I think the Xbox is a better machine. Sure, I'm not going to argue that PlayStation games is running some of these games better in like for like scenarios, but. To me personally, I feel like I'm satisfied right now at this point in time during the gen. I am satisfied with these next gen gaming consoles in terms of the leap. The biggest leap is obviously in frames per second and load times. Ray tracing's there, but right now I'm not a fan of the trade-off.
That's a good question. Satisfied? Like, have these consoles really lived up to the next gen name?
No. They haven't,
okay.
But I'm just talking about in terms of no, they're not with like they're. I don't think we're gonna see a generation.
It's super early, but then again, normally at launch, you get that one or two games at launch that showcase. And we haven't really got that.
We haven't. Yeah. So I mean, especially on Xbox, we just didn't get the shit. On PlayStation, I thought there were some games I thought was gonna be that. I thought Godfall would be that, but I after playing Godfall, I didn't even think it looked good. I just thought it was like, damn, this is an overly shiny, dull ass game. But yeah, man, I'm impressed with it because in terms of like, I'm happy with the performance. And it sucks that we're not getting the same level of next gen games that we would get if these were like fresh cut off games, right? We're not getting, like, I feel like around this time last generation, like the first 6 months, we had more games to mess around with. In the first 3 to 6 months, we easily had more games to mess around with. And now I
guess you could blame a little bit on the virus.
Yeah, on the virus, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just like, man, like the PS5, it's a good console. I got my gripes with it, of course.
Yeah.
But I just haven't played that one next gen game that's been like, okay, this is what next gen is about.
Absolutely.
I don't think I played it yet, but hopefully.
Fair enough.
Hopefully, and I don't even think Horizon is going to be that, to be honest, because it has to play on PS4 too. So I don't even think
the thing
Horizon
is, I feel like, however, though, PlayStation's side of things, you guys got a handful of games that kind of set the bar, and I don't know how much better a particular game can look. Personally,
maybe Ratchet and Clank, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it looks good, but I still don't feel like it's going to be like some sort of like seismic shift. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let me just read the super chat. Shout out to Emmanuel A1 $3. He says Xbox Series X will stay powerful. PS5 is efficient for now. Oh, those are fighting words. Somebody said, like, do we answer questions or is just smoke and mirrors? I answer questions, but if it ain't colorful, I'm not going to see it immediately, and then I'm focused on the conversation, so it's going to be hard. We typically take out questions towards the end of the show. Ashton Luca is in the chat. Blandrew is in the chat.
What's up, Luca? Nice to meet you. You
never met Luca? Luca is
nice to see you in the chat, though.
Shameless plug. Luca is the master at giving you 15 minutes of information in a condensed 4 to 5 minute video. If you ever want to find out a lot of information on a YouTube video and get a whole lot of news in one video, go to Luca. You get all that in 5 minutes. I don't even think her videos run long enough for an ad. So just give you a heads up.
All right.
And Smooth, what happened to I'll be having a next gen experience on PS5? I think the same dude should be Shane. What the fuck is it? I am having a next gen experience on the PS5. I think the same should be experienced on the Xbox Series X. I'm having a next gen experience regardless. I mean, I have them both. So, though, I mean, I don't know what he's trying to say, but I don't know what unless he's talking about the controller. I mean.
Let me ask you a quick question. That I have.
Absolutely, bro.
Real quick. Okay, so with Xbox, right, and these slew of games that are coming out in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good enough for those upcoming games just to be good enough? Because in my mind, they can't just be good enough.
What's
they
good enough?
Have to be.
You're looking. You need these games to be a masterpiece. That you're talking.
Yeah, pretty much like Game of the Year contenders.
Here's how I feel about this shit, right?
And I need that and I say that for the majority of these games because, like, all on Twitter we see, everybody has that that little photo of all the games and all the devs, that are coming out, and how hyped everybody is over these games and this, that, and the third, right? Mm-hmm. So, in my mind, these games have to be spectacular, like. In my eyes, what do you think about what?
I think it depends. What are you basing it on? Are you basing it on PlayStation games?
No, I'm just basing it on like.
Because I don't know, like
pretty much Game of the Year, like Game of the Year contenders.
Dude, my game of the years never win. So it's an unfair question to me, right? Because I feel like
you see these PlayStation games getting Game of the Year contenders and winners.
Yeah, because they do.
So like, at what point is mediocre going to go away for Xbox?
I feel like Xbox released quite a few above average games that were never nominated for Game of the Year, and I don't think. If Halo's not nominated for Game of the Year, Halo 5 was, I feel like Halo 5 was, I believe, my freaking Game of the Year until when it came out. But I think Halo Infinite is going to be, that year is going to be the game, either that or Starfield. So, I feel like, but I do think Halo Infinite is going to be a gaudy contender. But that's me relying on the general public to nominate it. And I'm not. I don't like that thing. It's like, it's like personally, because there's a lot of games that I personally like that won't get the same like sort of respect or the credentials or the nominations by the general public. And so it's like if the game lives up to my hype, now I need the game to live up to everybody else's hype, and that's going to be the problem. That's what makes it hard. So Halo Infinite could be
wrong though when they.
No, every critic's not wrong. Everybody has their opinion. That's why you have these I can't say aggregated scores. No, you know what I mean? For Halo 5 to get an 84, 85, somebody had to give it a 10. Somebody had to give it a 9. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. It's like, sure, would I like to see? Do Xbox need a game to win Game of the Year? That would be great. Do they need a game to get nominated? That also would be great. I think. For all these studios, I don't see why they shouldn't. I believe their current roster, they have 4 studios that can produce a Gotti in any given year. They're that deep now. They got 4 studios that can easily produce a Gotti. You know what I mean? So, do I think they will?
I ain't gonna hold you. I only see one, and that's Obsidian.
Obsidian? Yeah, so you think Bethesda lost their Gotti touch? Playground has made Game of the Years, but they've only been in one category.
Okay,
so
that's true.
It's just only been in one category. That's the only issue with Playground so far. Obsidian, okay, I see that. I think
maybe Playground with Fable probably.
I think I still think Coalition and 343 get slighted a whole lot. They don't get the respect.
Okay.
Who else? Ninja Theory. They've won the Game of the Year awards. Not they won category awards. They got the muscle and the talent to produce something that could be a surprise hit on someone or produce a critically acclaimed game. I don't know. They have so many teams. I forget. In Exile, they're freaking underrated.
What do they have? What's their catalog?
They do RPGs. They do like fucking Wasteland and shit like that. But they're the original creators of Fallout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So both in X. This crazy thing is why the Bethesda deal is so crazy because both In Exile and Obsidian both came from Bethesda. They both did their games, like Obsidian with New Vegas, and in Exile I think with the original Fallout. I don't know if it was Fallout 1 or Fallout 2 or whatever. But they did those. But they sort of consistently do those isometric sort of games, and I think they're stepping away with that with their next game. A lot of these teams that Xbox has, they're all working on like either first person games or some crazy ass RPG right now.
Okay, so let's say majority of these new games come out and they score from between, let's say, like 70s and low 80s, right? When you start to look at Xbox and be like, what are y'all doing over there? Or,
but I don't believe that will happen. I don't think the next Doom is going to be a 70. I don't believe the next Wolfenstein is going to be a 70. I don't think anybody. I think the only person that's going to probably produce a below 80 game is probably Double Fine with Psychonauts 2. That's probably. I feel like everybody else has a good chance to do something well above average or well above average. I don't see any of their team unless it's just there's. I'm trying to think who they got. Like Forza doesn't produce, like Turn 10 doesn't produce a bad Forza. Playground didn't produce a bad Horizon game. So like those are locks for 80s and 90s. Like Gears is not going to be a below an 85. I feel like the score as Gears is getting is based off fatigue, if anything.
Gears 5 got what?
84. Same score as Gears 4, even though it was better than Gears 4. But it's weird.
I was just thinking about that. Like, man, what if these games are just like complete duds, man? I see Avowed being really good. I'm hoping Fable is really good because that's the game that I'm really interested to see. Halo Infinite, the screenshots look cool, but of course we got to see it in motion. And nobody knows what the hell Starfield is, so I have no clue on what that game is. So do you think Halo has that potential this year to be a Game of the Year contender?
Absolutely. If it had it released, I had a bet with Bond that I ended up forfeiting it because the game got delayed. But I said Halo Infinite was going to be Game of the Year in 2020. I still believe it. I still believe it's Game of the Year. There's nothing threatening coming out in 2021. This is an easy win for Halo right now. There's nothing remote. What is coming out this year?
You don't think Horizon could?
Nope. It's not coming out this year. I don't think it's coming out this year. I don't think it's coming out this year. God of War is not coming out this year. Those would be like it's like, all right, if God of War and Horizon came out, I still think Halo would get nominated. But even if you keep Horizon, is a strong possibility it will probably win because I can only think that Guerrilla would improve on the last game. But right now, I'm looking at an easy dub for Halo, an easy win. There's no Grand Theft Auto coming out. There's no Red Dead Redemption Caliber. There's no Final Fantasy coming out. No, this is the easiest dub.
Final Fantasy 16.
It's not coming out. No, dog. No. What game would you nominate for Game of the Year right now? That came out in 2021.
That's a good question. Shit, nothing right now. Shit, I mean. That's a good question.
Man, my throat's scratchy. Damn, I need some water.
Maybe I wouldn't even say Ratchet would even be. I mean, Ratchet would be a good game.
Give me 1 second.
I don't even think.
Give me 1 second. Yeah. Tell him. I gotta get some water.
Yeah, I don't even think that was going to be nominated for Game of the Year. Shit, I haven't even really played too many games that came out from this year anyway. So that is a good question. But I am looking forward to Ratchet. Returnal, I'm on the fence about. Just because I don't think that's going to be my type of game, man. The roguelike game. I'm going to give it a go, though, but I don't think it's going to be for me. What else is coming out after Return? Oh, Kenna. That's going to be my shit. All right, no, I'm going to love that game. Kenna, that's going to be dope. Because my most anticipated game was Harry Potter, but that got delayed till 2022. So I'm not even really checking for games like that this year. Horizon, I just think it's going to be more of the same for Horizon, mainly because they got to put it on PS4. That's going to hold it back a bit. God of War is getting delayed. That's just all but confirmed. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I can't really see I don't know too many games right now that I will put as game of the year. Right now, I'm not quite sure.
Would you say it was game of the year?
I don't know.
Nothing. All right. So
yeah.
So that's it. So right now, it's Halo. Somebody said if Elden Ring comes out, that's a guaranteed Gotti. I don't know if it's a guaranteed Gotti. It's a guaranteed nominee. Who else? I mean, Pokemon might be nominated, but it might come out too late.
What Pokemon is coming?
There's
out
a Pokemon coming out in like December, probably. Nintendo, they always drop a Pokemon in December or something like that.
That Legends.
Whatever they just announced, didn't they just recently announce a Pokemon like after the direct?
Legends.
Legend.
Maybe that.
Who else is dropping? Yeah, I feel like. I mean, hey, dude, I never said Sony has nothing this year. They obviously have something. They have Ratchet and Clank. They have Returnal, which is just going to be a glorified ReCore. Book it. A glorified ReCore.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Yeah. I think Returnal should be a PS Plus game for its release.
Oh no,
I'm not.
I didn't say that.
I don't think that game is going to do well at full price, man.
I ain't say that.
It should either have a price drop to $49.99 or be a PlayStation Plus game for the first 2 months or whatnot. And because that game is not going to hit with everybody. It's
no.
With everybody.
No, that's not. It's not. I mean, it looks cool.
It looks cool, but it's not going to hit with everybody like that. And I think a PS Plus release would do it some good, just so people can test it out and try it to see if they will mess with it like that. Because that game might be DOA at $70.
$70, yeah. Yeah, it's not doing numbers at $70. I think it's going to be another ReCore, and it might score better.
Not ReCore.
No. Have you played ReCore?
I played a little bit of ReCore.
All right. It's going to score better than ReCore. I'll give it that. It's PlayStation, right? It will score better than ReCore. But I see ReCore all over again with that game. And I like ReCore. But I think my beef with this game is, unless you're telling me whatever they're telling me is false, but isn't it like if you die, you start at like the beginning or some shit like that? Or it's
like that, or like you lose your weapons or something like that. The world
they typically probably added some unnecessary difficulty option to the gameplay mixes, which is going to frustrate people. But ReCore was pretty.
Hold on, real quick. Emmanuel A1. I've been wanting a Game Pass like service for PlayStation. That's them other PlayStation people who shit on Game Pass. I fuck with Game Pass. I'm cheap. I fuck with Game Pass. So I want it on PS5 for real.
And Mr. Examo, I think, was upset because he thinks I'm purposely ignoring his questions. He says, where's that question he asked about the next gen? Come on. Where's that question? I'm so sorry. But he said, smooth, I'll buy the Series X and play the best versions of multiplat. Smooth now. Who cares about frame drops? Well, I've said I was buying the Series X regardless. So, personally, to me, I think it's the best place to play games. It's still got better performing games on it. It still has the most 120 frames per second games on it. So I am satisfied. I'm not going to be like, oh, I got to play this on PlayStation because this area is probably 3 frames better on a PlayStation. Nah, miss me with that. I will play PlayStation games exclusive, lock 60 frames per second when they do it. They're ray tracing. Those games are beautiful. They run amazing. Everything else that I want to play that's not produced by Sony is going to be played on the Xbox. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, since I'm playing it on Xbox, that's the only performance I know. So I'm not going to sit there and be like, I got to play it on PlayStation because this area is 3 to 5 frames better currently on the PS5. It's not big enough to notice. When it happens that the PlayStation gets a game, let's say that's 60 and it's limited to 30 on Xbox, then you got me. Or maybe a game like Yakuza where it's probably going to be 4K 60 on PS5, and I think is right now currently is 1440p 60 on the Series X. I mean, that you got me, but I'm not playing Yakuza, so I'm just not. It's just the game. I try to play it. I think the story's dope, especially this new one with the they got the English voice actors that you can get, the dub. The problem is, though, my issue with the game is that it's taking me too long to get to the gameplay. It's just taking way too long, and I can't stick with it. I fell asleep on my second.
Of dialogue.
It's too much dialogue. I can't handle that.
A lot of dialogue. That's why I don't play the Yakuza games either. I tried. I did play Judgment.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, Judgment was pretty cool. I mean, it has a lot of dialogue, the same as Yakuza, but it's actually really dope. I did like that.
Comes out next month.
Drop it, yeah, I played it on PS4 though. I played it on PS4 though, but I dropped it. I dropped it. But yeah. What is the point of PlayStation now? Oh yeah.
So
I don't know, man. I think PlayStation should come out with a PlayStation Plus Premium and do it the Game Pass way. I ain't even gonna hold you on that.
Yeah, I like their PlayStation Plus is dope this generation. I mean, it's always been good, I think, with their offerings, but I feel like this generation they just been killing it. I feel like they can do something with that if they want to turn to a subscription service. But if I'm a PlayStation guy, I'd rather you paid your year subscription, keep it the way it is. But they have an opportunity to do that if they're gonna keep putting games at these cadence. I don't understand why you don't mind releasing games day one into your PS Plus subscription, where you only get really one payment for that, versus launching games day one into PS Now, which is your Game Pass competitor. Right. That doesn't make sense to me. But I feel like if you're going to throw it in PS Plus, then throw it simultaneously into PS Now. At that point, why not?
Call it premium. Call it premium and call it a day. I'll get it if But like so far, it's only been like smaller indie games.
Destruction All Stars, you know what I mean, was, and you guys about to get Outer World, which is next month, right? Or is it May?
Yes. I don't know. I'm not checking for that game.
Yeah. They show that game at every PlayStation event.
Since
they revealed the PS5, that shit's been at every event. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are they pushing this game so much for? Why are they pushing this game?
Like, that time they gave Our World could have been given to Kenna, and we could have seen a lot more of Kenna. So I don't know what they doing with that game, man. I don't even know how they even funding that game, man. Like, it got so many sequels, but I don't hear nobody really talk about it like that.
Yeah,
even like back in the day, I like niggas wasn't running to go play Our World.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, after school or something shit like that. So I don't even know. But is that a multiplayer or is that exclusive?
I think it's a timed exclusive for PlayStation. I do want to highlight this game that you guys see. This is Werewolf. This is the game for the last 3 weeks. I've been saying, Dre, yo, I think I want to get Werewolf. I think I want to get it, right? And I never bought it. Shout out to, and he has to be in my DM. I don't want to say his his name wrong because he didn't have to do this. Man,
that's a good dude, man. He saved you $50. Yeah, dog. Saved you from wasting $50 on this dog shit. This game looked terrible.
Bro, I can't read his name on it. All right, I'm assuming this says Stone King. Shout out to Stone King, at least on Twitter. He watched the last episode of the Let's Talk Games podcast where I talked again about I have this itch to buy Werewolf. He hit me up in the DM after the show, and he donated me some cash to pick this game up. And it pretty much allowed me to get the game 50% off, pretty much. And I've been playing it, and I wasn't going to just let it not play it. So I've been playing it. I think right before we started the podcast, I'm at the end of the game. So I'm gonna do more than just play it. Show the gameplay. I expect to put out a natural review. I got enough gameplay for it. I didn't expect to have this much gameplay. I played on a Series X, And this gameplay footage you're seeing is from the Series S. That's where I record my gameplay and stream from, is the Series S. So this gameplay you're seeing right now is the Series S. Now, I got a couple comments about this game. This is a smart delivery game, right? Or it's a smart delivery game, right? But it's a fraudulent smart delivery game. And when I say that, because it works the same way on PlayStation, right? If you buy it, you get the PS4 version as well.
Okay.
At this point, it's just a waste of hard drive space, because they're giving you two of the same fucking games. One just has a Series X tag on it, and they're both the same in memory size. They're both 11.66 gigabytes. And I'm like, okay, and it makes sense, because when you play the game, I'm like, damn, this does not look good visually.
Is it performing better on the X?
I can't. I don't have an Xbox One to play it on. Well, I mean, I do.
Is it 60 though? Is it at least 60?
Oh, it's 60. It's 60. It's 60, but I don't know, man. It's 60 frames, right? And its performance felt both fine on my monitor on the Series S, and obviously on my TV on the Series X. Oh man, hold on. Let me just close my door again. Hold on, I'm sorry.
That game looks terrible. I'm not.
It's final. Yeah, it's the performance seems okay visually, bro. This is there's nothing next generation about this game. Nothing to warrant a smart delivery option, honestly. And so I don't want to review the game right now, but I'll say this about this game. For a game with a beginning and the end, it's fine. I'm happy playing through it because I like turning into a werewolf. And I like sneaking around as a regular dog. I think it adds something to the gameplay, but they mess up the immersion. And I feel like this is the only time I wish they required at least 2 missions where you have to sneak through, because it's the better part of its gameplay. When you turn into the big bad wolf, the shit just kind of get repetitive after a while. You're not really doing too much. And it's at this point, it's like, all right, some instances it's like, all right, why do I need to sneak if I could just turn into a big bad wolf and just beat everybody down? Like, you know what I mean? It's like at that point, it's like nobody in this room is fucking with me as the wolf, as a big bad wolf. Nobody's fucking with me. So I was like, why am I? It's like right now I'm just sneaking around just to create a challenge for myself. But I do. There's some parts of the game I do enjoy. Now the thing that's very mediocre about the story, and this is where it shows its budget, and this is where the game becomes a little bit too expensive, is that it's I don't know how you have a bad voice. It's not even. Voice acting is fine, but the acting is horrible. It's like, I'm like, dude, all right, this has to be the easiest job, right? You're behind the mic, no cameras on you, somebody would, at the beginning, right? Dudes, and this is not a spoiler, this happens at the beginning of the game. Dude's wife gets killed. And it is so anticlimactic, his response. He was like, no, you. And then he turns into a wolf to get ready to fight the wolf. And so at this point, it's like, okay, your wife gets killed by a dude that turns into a wolf, right? This happens at the beginning of the game. At this point, it's like, all right, it's anticlimactic. So it fucked up the mood, right? And I'm like, well, I'm thinking he's gonna run off, and then that's just gonna be my chase for the whole game. Nah, it's an instant revenge. So after that, it's like, now what am I doing for the rest of this game? That's what am I doing for the rest of this game? I already caught the dude that did it, right? But it was
you kill him in the beginning?
Yes, because you catch him. This is what drives me nuts. He's in the room, she's alive, and right now, and the wolf is next to her, and he grabs her, and he was like, no, and he strangles her, drops her, no, and then he goes to her. And then he turns into a wolf, and then I have to fight him and shit like that. But the rest of the game, at that point, it feels pointless because now, you know what I mean? They got little RPG elements, you know, where you make choices, you do things, you walk around. They got little side missions, but they're not worth doing unless you really try to get the 100%. And I'm not trying to get the 100%. I just I wanted to do enough And I was like, if it's good enough, I'll beat the game. And it's so far been good enough to beat the game. So do I recommend people playing this game? Yes. However, and the reason why I say recommend, because it's dry out here. It is dry. It's dry out here. So that's why it's no sweat. Like this is a perfect candidate for Xbox Game Pass. I'm sorry. It is. I don't understand why, because the most amount of people that's going to buy this game is probably about like 89,000. This cap is 100,000 in sales at best. You're not buying at best. You better hope when you see this game in store. I hope the developers when they see this game that it's an impulse buy, right?
Yeah.
$50, a little bit too much for the quality of a game. It's not a next gen game. I don't like the little Series XS tag on it. It's not a next gen game. It's not doing anything special. It's a game. It's a par for the course game. It's a game, right? Something you find in a Walmart bin in the middle of the aisle, right? To get you through a weekend. I recommend playing it because I feel like it's decent at this time, but I just don't recommend it for the price. If this game launched in Game Pass, I wouldn't complain. And not that I think that Game Pass has trash games in there or anything like that. It's the fact that I'd rather a game like this, because this game can't survive on sale, like just being on retail on the market. It can't survive. It's a waste of money. Releasing this is going to cost somebody to lose their job. So this is a game that you launch in Game Pass, let it get notoriety. If it's good, people will talk about it, people will play it. More people will either hop on Game Pass, or people will see people online talking about it, and then they'll buy it. But if this is just a game that people have to buy, and then the first reaction is the reviews, and people probably giving this shit 4 or 5s, and then nobody's going to buy it. There should have been a day and date Game Pass trial and let that person enjoy it from there. Like, oh, I think I just found a gem. You know what I mean? But at $50, it's not a gem. I'm playing it because it's cool. It's not better or worse than anything. It's just not worth the $50.
Hell no. But yeah, I'm not giving that game a shot. If it comes to PlayStation Plus, I'll probably download it again. But if I'm not paying $50 for it, not happening.
Not happening. So
not happening.
It's a big month for Game Pass, and we're gonna get ready to close this show out. But I want to talk about a couple of things because.
What's the Game Pass?
Game Pass?
Yeah, I mean, you said it's a big month for Game Pass. What?
Yeah, I think we had a discussion about this a little bit on Twitter because it looked like you weren't feeling what was going on in Game Pass. It looked like you weren't feeling the Madden, the NBA 2K.
That's not a W, dog. That's not a W. Let me explain it to you. That's not a W because Madden, FIFA is it FIFA, Madden, and Star Wars Squadron.
Yeah, NBA 2K21.
Hold on. Let's just think. Those three were already going to Game Pass because of EA Play. So that's not a W. So you were already getting those games regardless. 2K is definitely not a W because you're getting the last gen version. So it
doesn't shut off the Xbox.
But why would I want to play the last gen version?
Because people don't like the next gen version outside of its visuals. And
then you got 2 other soccer games that you're not going to touch, and probably nobody else is going to touch. So
I don't care about the soccer shit. But this is easily a yo, bro. Come on, man. No. Come on, bro. Come on. It's the most recent games, right? It's the most recent games, right? That are launching in your screen. Now you keep mentioning, they were already coming, bro. Before this EA deal, those games weren't guaranteed. It's a big deal because they got the EA deal in the Game Pass. That's why it's a big deal. Like you can't discount it like, it doesn't count because you already knowing you were going to get those eventually. I got them now.
Should have gave you 3 other games because those 3 games.
We're gonna get 3 other games. That Bethesda library about to flood Game Pass at the in about a week. In about a week.
Okay.
The rest of that entire freaking library is about to jump right into Game Pass. Even though a lot of the games, granted, is already in Game Pass, a lot of their games are already in there. But the whatever it's not, will flood and help bleed out. And Game Pass updates literally every week. There's a little gem in there that they throw in there. But bro, Madden's a dub. I don't care. And both versions of Madden is in there. You got the last gen version, you got the Series X version. that's in there, and I'm liking that. I've been playing it, and ever since it's launched in the Game Pass, I've been being able to get more games, and I'm whooping more ass. Star Wars Squadrons. Now, I'm not going to front and be like, oh, I'm the biggest, Star Wars fight. It's the Star Wars game I didn't buy because I was like, I don't know if I could do 100% flying space combat game. Only reason why I knew I might be slightly interested is because Battlefront 2, the second expansion, it's like a campaign expansion called Resurrection that they had, right? Had in that campaign, 50% of the missions were you in space, shooting in spacecraft. I was like, all right, so I can probably handle this. And I contemplated buying Squadrons multiple times. I'm happy I didn't. Now I can get it on Game Pass and play it and waited on the purchase because now I can play that 4K 120 on the Series X. I think that game is still limited to 60 on the PS5. I'm just saying that's another one of those games that's 120 frames per second on the series consoles. So yeah. And I think I know Dirt 5 was at the end of February, so that doesn't count. But March, I mean, I know you like the whole sports thing. I don't know, man.
Hold on, Tom. And listen, nobody checking for Dirt. Like
on Game Pass, there is. Nobody bought. I mean, not a lot of people bought Dirt 5, bro.
Dirt 5 got all its time in the limelight for all the wrong reasons. Okay, mm-hmm. So. And nobody was checking for it then. Guess what? Nobody checking for it now.
People were buying it because on PS5 because the best version was on PS5, right? So. I mean, it got all this resolution coverage. It was the first game, announced to do like 120 frames, at least big game. And then it was a launch title. So we're in March. The game launched in November. It's 4 months. It's still a fresh game. Like, I mean, it's still a fresh game. You can't hate that, bro. You can't.
I mean, it's going into Game Pass. Like I said, I'm an advocate for Game Pass. If I had an Xbox, I would be on Game Pass. But I guess the W comes for these games just going into Game Pass. I guess I'll give you that.
Yes.
But for the titles, I can't give you that, man. Especially with that 2K, man. That's bullshit.
Oh, the 2K. I mean, they're scummy because they don't give you the next gen version. But the problem is, reason why I'm not really personally, mine is a different situation, right? The next gen version of 2K shuts my Xbox off. I can't fucking play it. It's like
I get you on that.
So it's like I don't have a basketball solution right now, or I have to go back to NBA Live 19, which is at this point we're looking at 3 years old. Because EA won't make another basketball game. Too lazy. So now it's like, all right, let me try 2K21. I mean, 2K20, it doesn't look bad. The current game doesn't look bad. It's not visually, it doesn't look bad. It's just that I saw the next gen version and it looks obviously better. It looks a lot better. It's not that the last gen version's ugly. It looks even better on the Series X and whatnot, but the next gen version, it just has this extra oomph of realism that's there that I definitely appreciate it. I just wish they fucking did some testing to see if the game would work. And it does. It's shutting off Xbox. It shut off my Xbox every time I play it. Everybody else, it may shut off after a couple games or so, but mine just won't do it. And that's why I've been.
You got the digital version too.
Yeah, I got the digital version.
See, that's even more crazier.
Yeah,
that the digital version is doing that. Huh?
Yep.
That's weird. 2K being greedy. Yeah, fuck 2K.
All right, guys. You guys have any questions for us before we, close this one out? And Dre, you got anything going on? Anything that you want to bring up that we might have missed?
Just some personal life, man. Finally sold the damn house.
Nice.
Sold that. Now they starting to build on the new crib, and that's finally going. I do have my new art from my brother. Hold on, let me turn off my. I don't know if people can. So I don't know if y'all can see that.
I see it. It's small, but
yeah.
I get it. The Notorious B.I.G. inspired.
Yeah. So
image.
I got that. Of course, I think I told you last week that the YouTube thing is coming. Mm-hmm. Just gotta. So like right now, I'm in school right now, so that's taking up a lot of my time.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I really ain't got much. Let me ask you something. GTA 5 is coming out this year. You buying it again? Are you buying GTA 5 again?
Is it really?
Listen, I'm not gonna hold you at all. I'm buying it again because I just got a feeling it's gonna be 60 frames.
It better be. It better be. Is it? My thing is it a free upgrade if you already have it, or no? If they're making you rebuy it.
Hell, it's Rockstar. They not doing no free upgrade. But I'm buying it again.
The current GTA, I would probably buy it because I've never beaten GTA 5. I had the Xbox One version. I think I bought it when it came out. I don't know why. I just kind of never finished it or never like dropped. So I might. It depends. When is it coming out? I know it was targeting this year.
No, it was this year. Yes, supposedly this year. And an article came out that it's not going to be just a simple remaster.
Yeah.
So like they're enhancing it to the fullest. So that's why I think it's going to be. All right, it had to be. So
yeah, well, let's see. I mean, I would probably do it. I don't see why not. I mean, especially this year.
The problem because we all want GTA 6. So.
I mean, I want to do. I want to enhance Red Dead Redemption too. So even though, like, you know what I mean, it's just. But we'll see if it. Yeah, it's a dry year. Probably will.
It is, man.
This is another reason why I think Halo Infinite will Game of the Year, because if it turns out that GTA 5 remaster is the biggest game of the year that people are waiting on, then yeah,
sales wise, it's going to be
sales wise, yes. But as far as new, I mean, Halo's going to be competing with maybe Battlefield. What major RPGs coming out at the end of the year? I don't know. I mean, there's no Dragon Age this year, right? There's no Star Wars game this year.
No Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so what are you hoping to see at I know we're not getting the traditional E3 conference. So we're probably gonna get those video
the Summer's Games mess.
Yeah. What are you hoping to see from Xbox?
I'm just hoping to see what their studios are doing. I want to see some real game. I don't want no high budgeted ass CGI trailer. I want to see what their games are doing. I want to see. We got to see a glimpse. Is obviously we're gonna see more Halo. So it's like I have nothing really I'm wanting to see from Halo. I just want to see it again to see how it improved from last year. And I want to see Hellblade 2 in action. I want to see. I need
to play the first one.
Oh yeah. I want to see some of these games get some gameplay. I want to see these games outside of the concept stage. So yeah, it's just more now. They got to show. They gotta show some games, bro. And I can't even tell you because I really can't even tell you what I want from them, because they announced a lot of what all the studios are working on, with the exception of a few teams. I just want to see these games in action.
For sure, yeah. Yep. I don't even know what PlayStation got. The mystery is just PlayStation. What do they have coming, really? Because really
don't say that. You know what I mean? You got Ratchet and Clank is coming in June.
What we don't know so far.
Oh, what you don't know? Oh yeah, that's a big mystery. Y'all just gonna rob up they're just gonna rob up a few more third-party games that we can't get access to.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm ready. I know this is kind of like some fanboy stuff or whatever, but I'm ready for them to buy a studio, man. Come on, buy Blue Point. Buy Marquee
Remedy?
Games or Remedy. Yeah, just do something, man. They've been sitting on their hands for too long so far, man. It's time for them to do, because when Sony announces something, they shake things up. You know what I mean? So they just been sitting on their hands for too long, man. I'm just ready for them to announce something, dog. For real.
What are we waiting for? They just announced PSVR 2.
Okay. Show us some. Show us what's coming in the future. Because we I guess some God of War gameplay, but we know that's coming. Show us what's coming that hasn't been announced, man. Give us something to look forward to for these, next few years. tell us something. Buy somebody. Do something. Do something.
I don't know.
Scratch your ass or something.
I thought like PlayStation guys were completely satisfied at the state of PlayStation. You got Insomniac guys the games are coming out. I mean, you had a better launch lineup than the Xbox.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing though, man. PlayStation gamers, they just don't think Sony shit stink, man, for some reason, because they just so satisfied. Like we still don't got the SSD drives available. We still don't got VRR. Mm-hmm. Like we don't got this stuff, man, that should be there. And PlayStation people, they're just so satisfied of what. For some reason, I'm not even sure why, because it's not like we got all this hotness going on right now. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I rock with my PlayStation folk, but they starting to get like Nintendo motherfuckers. To be honest with you, man, they just starting to just take whatever Sony gives them and just like, okay, all right, cool, whatever. Instead of like holding their feet to the fire, man. Time for them to do something. Speaking
of that, we got one more situation going on. So moments ago, or not even moments ago, earlier today, the dude that leaked all the other previous PlayStation games that are going to PC had leaked that Bloodborne, the Uncharted collection, Ghost of Tsushima, and God of War are all going to PC, and they're due to be announced shortly after the Days Gone release of PC.
Okay. God of War 2018?
God of War 2018.
Okay. Hey. Like I said, I don't feel no what type of way about it, man. This is the way that PlayStation is going. They're putting their games on PC, and like I said before, I don't think console gamers are going to just jump ship to PC like that. So I don't feel no type of way about it. I mean, I just hope PC players support these games. Oh yeah, that's all I hope, really.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they're nice ports, because Horizon was sort of like that blunt that came out that people weren't really happy with, but
yeah. But God of War on PC gonna look crazy though. That shit, whew, that game gonna look bananas, man, on PC. But yeah. Shit, you know what? I hope they put all their games on PC. I don't even care at this point, man. Like,
yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, it's fun times, scary hours, man. But thank you guys for watching another episode. Let's Talk Games podcast, episode 8. Amazing turnout. You guys have been great with the questions. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. Shout out to Dre, Notorious DRE, co-host of the show here, and hopefully you guys are enjoying. Let us know what you want us to talk about next week. Hit us up on Twitter. Our Twitter handles are below our pictures, and we got
some good gaming news next week.
Yeah, hopefully.
We kind of winged this one.
Yeah, we sort of winged it. Yeah. We did. But we definitely appreciate it. I'm about to go watch Coming to America 2. Hopefully it's not trash. So
views are so on it so far.
So. All right. Well, we shall find out. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.